The Game of the Week is brought to you by HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, the home energy specialist. La Valley Building Supplies for home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza in Claremont, always fresh.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. Fourth quarter about to get underway. Cougars leading 40-37 over the Cardinals.
Our next YCN Wednesday night high school game of the week will feature another boys matchup from across the border over in Vermont. The Mill River Minutemen will be traveling to take on the Hurricanes of Hartford. Game of the Week premieres at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights. Check our YCNnow.com website for additional airings.
Yeah, I believe this may be our final New Hampshire regular season game for YCN, but we'll also have some playoff matchups as they're announced. A lot of local teams. Obviously, both these teams will be in the playoffs. Lebanon, Hanover, girls and boys. Matos inside. He gets rejected a couple times. No foul call. And then stolen away. Nice job there. Stolen by Nicholas O'Brien, and we'll have a jump ball. It will stay Kearsarge basketball.
Really been a lot of loose balls tonight where both teams really fighting for it. Not sure who's going to come up with it. Someone will get possession, then they'll lose it, and just back and forth.
How about some good defense inside there? Matos not able to get it to go. They'll try and go back inside to him, and once again, you got to give credit to Zachary O'Brien with the pressure. Nice defense. And a little aggressive there by Spalding, a little sloppy. But then he comes right back and steals it away up ahead to Nicholas O'Brien.
Offensive.
And it's going to be an offensive foul. Matos swatted it away, and the offensive foul. I don't know about that one. That was an interesting call. If anything, it would have been, I thought, a non-call. It was a clean block.
Right. Yeah.
Well, maybe they said he was a little out of control. And the biggest thing right now, if you're the Stevens Cardinals, when you get possession, you've got to walk the ball up the court. As we see the three-pointer by Tremblay, no good. And here's exactly what they need to do. Parker Smith, take the ball up the court, set up your half-court offense. Three-point attempt there, no good. And a little aggressive on the rebound attempt by Zachary O'Brien. Foul on the floor, 6:37 to go. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. 6:37 to play here in the fourth quarter. Cougars leading 40-37 over the Cardinals in this matchup of Division III heavyweights.
Hey, local sports fans, YCN Sports Talk, hosted by our very own Jeremy Stout, is on every Wednesday, and my YCN Sports Wrap is on Fridays for weekly highlights of high school sports in our region.
I think there's a little confusion about the fouls of Zachary O'Brien. That was his fourth, the board is saying, as he gets it to go. The Cougars extending the lead. Johnson there, 42-37. How many fouls do you have Zachary O'Brien for?
I have Zach with 3 and Nick with 3.
So on the board, they had it at 4, and I'm not questioning that, but I'm wondering if the technical fouls, do those count as personal fouls in high school?
Yeah, it did just say 1 for Zach, but then he's changed it to 3, I believe.
And Johnson, he gets it to go. So Johnson heating up now in this second half. He gets back-to-back baskets, and the Cougars have now opened up a 7-point lead, 5:45 to play. Stolen away. And forced out of bounds. Foul on the floor. It'll stay Kearsarge basketball.
Stay tuned at the end of today's hoops matchup for the Salt Hill Pub play of the game. Salt Hill Pub, honest food, perfect pints, and living music.
Kearsarge inbounding under their own hoops, 7-point lead. A basket here would give the Cougars a commanding lead. 5.5 to play. Storzik with a 3, and he gets it. So stores a three-pointer, 10-point lead now for the Cougars. And the Cardinals really have been sloppy with the basketball. That has contributed to a lot of this scoring by the Cougars. Some good defense. Foul on the Cougars. So Cardinals inbound underneath their own hoop. Long inbounds pass. Tracked down safely by Nicholas O'Brien. He'll get it to Parker Smith, and they really have to get a basket here.
Yeah, they need to score, and oof. Now that's 4 straight Cardinal possessions with no points to begin this fourth quarter. Kearsarge just with the opposite. I believe they scored on 3 straight possessions now.
Right, every time Cardinals have come up empty, Cougars have scored. This one's inside to Matos, and a little too much body. Good effort there by O'Brien. So Matos will go to the line, 4:46 to play. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. And they'll call the foul, I think. The refs they had, or at least on the board, it says the foul was on 33, Nicholas O'Brien.
Should have been.
But it,
I believe.
Was it on Nicholas or Zachary? Yeah, the foul was on Zachary O'Brien.
Okay.
He's been.
Number 4, Zach O'Brien, his score.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it was any better who you get a foul on, but either way,
right.
You got to give it to the right guy. If you're the Cardinals, it doesn't matter at that point. Matos shooting a pair, up 10. First one is up and good. 48-37 now, 4:46 to play.
Tune in to YCN's Outside Television in high definition on Comcast HD Channel 713 or Channel 21 for all the outdoor adventure.
Matos hits both his free throws, and that lead is now extended to 12 points. Cardinals have the talent, have the athleticism to get back in this game. Just got to start hitting some shots and taking care of that basketball. Swing the ball around, plenty of time. 3-point attempt, a little off, and right into the hands of Johnson. Coach Camp saying slow it down here, no point in rushing, got a 12-point lead. Johnson with the take, pretty strong, and he's fouled. A late whistle. And Johnson will go to the line and shoot a pair.
Our replays are brought to you by Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza in Claremont, always fresh. Yeah, and really what's been big for Kearsarge so far this quarter is rebounds. They've had a number of rebounds after the Cardinals have taken a shot. They haven't allowed any second chance opportunities, and that's really what they were struggling with earlier in this game.
Johnson hitting his first. Second free throw up, off the back iron, rebound by the Cardinals. Down 13, they need to get something going. Have yet to score on multiple possessions.
Yep.
Parker Smith goes into the lane, takes a couple pivots, and then kicks it out.
His defense.
Yeah, swarming defense by the Cougars. Cardinals trying to pass the ball around a little strong. From O'Brien to O'Brien. And now the 50-37 lead inside 4 minutes to play with no shot clock in high school basketball. Cardinals need to start making some baskets. Nice tip there by Parker Smith, and he was able to control it. And here's where the Cardinals need to slow the ball down. They take it strong to the hoop, and their aggressiveness was working early in the game, but now it's not working. And if you're Coach Matthew Baird Torney, you got to tell him, when you get possession, walk it up, reset, half-court offense.
Right, exactly. And a lot of very fast athletic players just trying to do too much. setting anything up, driving into traffic.
And that's going to be a foul on number 33.
Yeah, that's his 5th.
Nicholas O'Brien. Johnson will shoot 1-1. Johnson's front end, no good. Rebound goes to Matos. He takes it up strong, no good. Gets his own rebound in 3 tries, 4 tries. He finally gets it to go. Taylor Matos.
Picks up about 3 offensive rebounds before he scores, but does get it done.
Now, if you're the Cardinals, it's basically you got to get some open threes, but you got to take care of the ball before that. Cougars on the run. They get it to Matos, and he's fouled. Nice pump fake. So he'll go to line with a couple free throws coming up. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. 2:39 to play here in North Sutton, New Hampshire, where the Cougars have opened up a 15-point lead over the Cardinals. 52-37. That free throw makes it 53-37, and into what we thought was going to be a tight game, and it was a tight game for 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden, Kearsarge started hitting all their shots, and Stevens just has not had an answer.
Yeah, the Cardinals really just missed a ton of shots toward the end of this game. They didn't get anything to fall for them. Had a number of turnovers that were very important. And the Cardinals just kind of slowly falling apart here in this final quarter, and Kearsarge just doing a very nice job, very solid job on defense. Just as I say that, see the slam. Oh!
And Matos with the steal and the dunk on the other end. And 56-37 as we approach 2 minutes to play. Noah Spalding walking it up the court. So if this score does hold, we'll have a split in the season matchup. Stevens winning earlier, as we see nicely done that. Parker Smith, the elbow jumper, and that was the shot that was not falling at all this 4th quarter. And when you can't get a stop on one end and you can't score when you have the ball, that's how a 1-point game becomes a 17-point game. Approach 1:30 to play. And a foul on the floor. We'll take our final timeout, 1:33 to play. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, 93 seconds to play here in this one. Storzik at the line. Shooting the front end of the 1-and-1. We'll have substitutions here. Almost wholesale changes. Only will be all 5 guys will come out. Parker Smith going over to Coach Camp, having a handshake, and it's tough. 17-point deficit, but a lot of good sportsmanship tonight on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys clearly respect each other, and Coach Camp has seen a number of these Cardinal players before throughout the years, and they're both very fierce competitors, but both teams will lose with class and win with class.
And Kearsarge, as we mentioned, had lost the first matchup of this rivalry, 71-66, and they will avenge that loss. Kearsarge, with the win, will improve to 13-2 on the season. Kearsarge will fall, Kearsarge will improve to 13-2. Stevens will fall to 12-3. We have a minute to play, and Coach Camp will empty his bench.
Yep. It's getting the crowd going a little bit.
If he has a chance to, or will Kearsarge hold the ball for the final 50 seconds. Camp's going to call that timeout to make sure he gets the substitutions. So 56-39 here, 46 seconds to go. up on the schedule up next for the Cardinals, they will host Newport. And in their other game against Newport, they beat the Tigers in Newport 67-25. So you got to imagine they should be able to rebound nicely. Newport having a down year this year. We saw them last week against Sunapee. And the Cougars, after this win, they will host Conant. Tough matchup between a Conant team, 10-4. And Andrew, good game tonight. 3/4 of it was great. But give credit to the Cougars. They made the shots when they needed to, and they pulled away here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Cougars for sure. And they started off strong and then kind of faltered right before halftime. Stevens really turned up their game, but Kearsarge always hung in there, down by just a few points, and then they really turned it up in the 3rd quarter. Got a big lead. Tom Johnson was big in that quarter. Taylor Matos, Starozic as well. Cougars just playing very solid basketball when it mattered most.
And a lot of aggressive play by the Cardinals that paid off at the beginning of the game didn't pay off at the end. Some turnovers, some missed opportunities. And these two teams, as they sit right now, could face each other in the playoffs later in the semifinals. Depends on where they sit. So inside 30 seconds now. Cougars content to run the clock out with their subs in there and turned over. Will be Stevens' ball. Foul on number 33, Jake Fisher, the sophomore guard. In checks Sam Pules, the junior. And checking out is Ray Critch, the senior. Cardinals one final attempt here to put in a basket, and it's up and good. Number 14. Don't have him. Maybe Derek Stanhope, he's on the JV roster as 14.
And one thing, Jeremy, I just realized before that basket, I believe the Cardinals had only scored 2 points in this final quarter.
Yes, because they had all those empty possessions, and it was a 1-point game, I think, at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Right, they had 37 at the end of the 3rd, and now they have 41, so besides that, basket only 2 points.
Nice basket there by Sam Pules, and that's going to count. So the final score here, the Cougars win it 58-41. Kearsarge improves to 13-2. Stevens falls to 12-3. All right, Andrew. End of the game here. Who do we have as our player of the game and the play of the game, if you've chosen those awards yet?
So I think the turning up the heat player of the game, the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game. You know, it's a debate between Tom Johnson and Taylor Matos, Kearsarge's 2 main scorers. And, you know, I think I'm going to give it to Tom Johnson. He scored.
He got hot in the second half, that's for sure.
Yeah, right. He scored a total of 20 points here tonight. So Tom Johnson really late in this game in the 3rd and the beginning of the 4th really turned up the heat for Kearsarge, put them ahead by double digits. So Tom Johnson is my HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game.
And the play of the game, I have a nominee, and you let me know if this is good or not. That steal by Matos at the 3-point line and goes all the way and dunks it on the other end. That's my vote.
Yeah, definitely the Salt Hill Pub play of the game. That's my vote as well. And, you know, at that point, it was getting desperate for Stevens. They needed to score, and they needed to stop Kearsarge. So with Taylor Matos with the steal, denying Stevens of the 2 points and running down with a slam dunk, really just putting the nail in the coffin here tonight. So I agree with you, Jeremy. That's definitely my Salt Hill Pub play of the game.
All right, so final takeaways one final time. What do you think this does if you're the Stevens Cardinals? They do get to face the Newport Tigers next, so a good bounce-back game, but still, I mean, it was a close game all 3 quarters, where they lost by 17.
Right, and you know, earlier in the season, as we had talked all throughout this game, Stevens beat this same Kearsarge team. So, you know, if you're Stevens, I think what they did for the majority of this game was very solid. They held Matos only to 4 points in the first half. And so, you know, if you're Stevens, it's a tough loss to take, but Kearsarge at Kearsarge, it was going to be a tough one to win. So if you're the Cardinals, just keep your head high, and as you said, they're going to take on Newport. Should be an easy win that definitely boost their confidence in that game.
And a good win for the Cougars, avenging that loss from earlier in the season. All right, the final score for the final time. The Cougars win it 58-41 for Dylan and Alex. And my partner, Andrew Zerhide, I'm Jeremy Stout. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.
The Game of the Week is brought to you by HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, the home energy specialists. LaValley Building Supplies for home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. Ramonto's Brick Oven Pizza in Claremont, always fresh.